this out. So who's joining us at the moment? Hello, Simi. How are you? Thanks for joining. I hope there'll be more than one people coming on. So bear with me. So welcome. I'm just going to share this so other people know that we've gone live. Hi, Kabir. Hello. No, you're fine. You're fine. And your Wi-Fi looks good for once.
I had to tidy up, but then I was like, this could be completely pointless because my Wi-Fi might not work and I'll have to go sit in the garden anyway. I can't ever work out how to share it, so don't worry, you're doing better than I do.
Sorry, everybody who's like, come on, and Leslie's like, usually I do this and Trevor's talking.
Rambling.
Join us.
Number one.
So with Trevor's ill, does that mean he can't talk?
Yeah, I think Trevor's I think he might have tonsillitis, not sure yet, but his tonsils really hurt. I did ask him whether it was COVID-19. Hello, Gregor, how are you? Sorry, it's not the dogs, but I've got Kylie and and Martin as substitutes for some.
Hang on.
Oh, good, we're sub now. Kylie's the main event, I'm a sub.
Oh, don't worry, I'm subbing. Hang on, wait. I've got the food.
That are joining, so those who have joined, oh, that's a nice sofa, isn't it? Is there a dog on there?
What are you doing?
Yeah. He's being really mardy.
Oh, so just to let you guys know, Trevor, Mr. Cutmore's a bit unwell today. I've checked. He said he doesn't have coronavirus, so that's good. His tonsils are really sore, so for once, apparently he can't talk. And his wife told me, so Trevor, if you're watching, your wife told me the house is very quiet for once.
Oh, poor Trevor.
I know. So today, guys, I'm joined by the awesome Martin Smedley, okay? And we have to get Martin on because otherwise, I don't think he actually got to have a proper rant last week because I just cut it at 45 minutes. Like, hey guys, come off. So I'm going to let Martin have his lending mortgage rant because it's just not the same when he hasn't done it. And he's changed his pictures in the background just for us guys.
Steve
Pretty
McQueen.
good. Yeah. So Martin's our residential mortgage broker / finance specialist.
Thank you.
That, Martin? Yeah, because you're regulated, right? And and Kylie is my mate who operates SAs in Oxford. And she used to be a lettings agent. Can I say that?
Yeah.
As well. So we've got some nice people around the Cashflow table tonight. I don't have a drink. It's really sad. I have like an old mug of tea, but I ain't gonna drink that. It's a bit. It's a leftover. Is
it even warm?
No, it was like from a few hours ago. I was doing another call, and I was like drinking that. Never mind, you guys drink for me. Yeah, but Kylie, I reckon we should start with Martin's rant. What do you reckon?
I think I'm well up for a rant.
Go on, Martin. Tell us so now that stamp duty, so massive stamp duty that we talked about last week. Okay, residential. For residential, it's no stamp duty up to £500,000, and then for can I say investment properties, but residential properties, it's taking away the surcharge. How do you say it? Surcharge? So it's 3% for the first 500,000. Then you get different percentages. So they've done a reduction. So Martin, what's the movement been? What have you seen from a lending perspective at this moment in time?
It's absolutely made no blinking difference to lending. All right, so it's just the same o. It's what you've got is a lot of people running around buying houses or putting offers in on houses. All right.
I am. Sorry, I'm just sharing it. I am.
Let's just go back to two markets. You've got the residential market and you've got our market. All right? Our specialist market. So Billy and Johnny want a bigger garden because COVID, they had to sit in their 2-bed no garden flat. So they bugger off to an estate agent and put an offer in on a house. But what everybody's forgetting is all these offers, all this lovely stuff that they're doing, right? And estate agents are so busy. Those sods aren't going to get the blinking mortgages anyway. Because you've got, look, the ruling is the same regardless of whether in COVID, not in COVID. Out of every 100 people that apply for buy a house or apply for a residential mortgage, 60% of those actually go forward and can get something. And only
you mean there are time wasters, Martin?
No, they're not. They don't know that. They don't know, you know, because
just
they
like, woohoo, no stamp duty, let's go offer on all the house. That's what I did this weekend. I'm going through the mortgage process at the moment.
Hold on, yeah, you're different. Yeah, but you're different. So, but most people, they want to get enhanced lifestyles. They want a bigger house. They want a bigger house, bigger mortgage. You know, so lenders are hesitant to lend in the residential market at the higher levels. I mean, they do, but it's higher interest rate. In our market, it's a little bit different because there's a lot of investors, and we don't have income restriction. We don't have that criteria that they've got to meet to buy a house. So investors can go out and they can get their buy-to-let mortgage, their limited company mortgages, and whatever else they want to do. Although, right, the actual interest rates at 75% generally aren't that attractive. They're attractive at 65 and 70%, really, if you look at it. So the lending's been restricted a little bit, and we're finding that lenders are making weird decisions. Valuations came back in really great in specialist world, in investor world. They came back in really great for a week. Right?
Is that it?
Week. Great. And now we're sat there going, hold on a minute. There's that property's value pre-COVID at 580. Now you're saying, same valuer, by the way, same valuer, 525.
Has it really dropped that much?
No, it hasn't dropped that much. It's just certain, I'm not going to name them because I'll get in so much trouble. All right.
Is it valuators or lenders?
Valuations. It's for, see, the valuations determine what you can all borrow. And they're disconnected from the lenders. It's not the lenders saying to the valuers, oh, downvalue the property. It's the bloody valuers going out going, oh, I've capped the pants. Oh, we'll say COVID, 10% more. And off they're going, 50%, 20%. Oh, come on, get a grip. You know, how can you say something was valued 3 months ago at 580? And this was a block of flats, by the way. So it's 5 flats. And now you're saying that each flat is, what, 10, 50% reduction? Are you a nump?
Is it purely because of COVID as well? Is that all they're citing?
What they're thinking is that we're in a bit of a false bubble at the moment. So, yeah, house prices have gone, and then as soon as we get out of all this government backing and all the redundancies come, house prices go, right? Well, they might, but this is property guidance.
Oh, right? By the way, Martin, Jane Cutney is saying, I know who it is. So,
Jane, don't say, I know Jane knows who it is. Don't.
But is this a correct understanding? If you've got like a good broker behind you, like yourself, okay, and your team, then you know which valuators to avoid. Just to get a steer.
Lesley, if you have
you get a choice, don't you? Yeah, but if someone's on the panel
does the job and you do use the same bloody firm to do the second one, all right? That's a flipping grip. You know, so you know, I understand customers' frustration and anger and everything because we get it front end. You know, we're on the receiving end of all of that crap. It comes our way first. The valuer is sitting there going, oh, thank you very much for a £2,000 fee, or 3,000 in this case. Oh, thank you very, very much. And I'm sitting there going, no, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. You can't just say that and not give a reason behind it. You quote some stupid line of valuation. It's because of COVID 18,600. Oh, you know. So, but we do try to avoid that. Jane is completely right, or you're right. You know, we have a list of valuers that, let's just say, we might have faith in. That's, I don't know, but some of these guys are absolutely none. There's one thing that happened. This is a rant, all right? And if the bloody lenders listen, all right? A valuer went
out there.
No, I know this one. I know this one listening, Lesley, and he for this morning.
Who listens to us? I don't know. Hi, Mr. Lander. Be nice. I've got my bunny ears on.
I don't care.
Who's listening? Hi.
This is costing real people real money, you know, and it's guy buys a house. I'm going to give the actual figures so they know who it is. It's 81 grand he bought a property for, right? 81, spent £140,000 on converting it to all singing, all dancing HMO, right? Lovely, lovely job, fantastic thing. The valuer put a line in the report. This may be able to be converted back to a residential dwelling. It's got fire panels, fire doors, toilets in the living room, toilets in the flipping dining room, and everything's done. What family would want to live in a hotel? You know. So what happened was the lender decided that we'd go off the resi val at 200,000, not 255, right, and give them 70% of that.
Look at our faces. We're like.
You know,
by the way, this wasn't Jane Cutney's case. Jane has just told me she's just been devalued. She's pissed as well, by the way.
Pissed off?
Yeah, she's just been devalued by £60,000, 60 grand, and she's put WTF. WTF.
Just say to Jane which lender was it, because that'd be interesting. Because I need to know.
Jane, can you disclose which lender that is? And she put right W's. What does that mean, Kylie? What does she mean? She said right W's.
I know what that means.
What? She's just put right W. What does W mean? What does that mean?
It rhymes with planker.
Ah. Oh gosh, I'm sorry to see that, Jane. Bless her. She's joining us with a glass of wine and a Chinese. Is that me? For 20 pence. Who have you picked off, Jane? For 20 pence. Who have you picked off to come on your boat with you? Or do you actually mean Chinese food?
I think we've just
right,
Lesley. It's going to be a troublesome time for maybe a couple of months now. Valuers are going to run scared, and lenders are running scared. It's crazy, but there's a lot of lenders coming back to the market. So competition is everything. We need them. Get back, lenders. Let's go. Let's get on with it.
Well, the government have given us like the green light. You know, they want developers to build. They're encouraging people to buy. Right, but so the lenders need to help loosen up your buttons, lender. Loosen up your buttons, babe. Come on, help us out.
On that last one I ranted about there, let me just straighten out. We're going to appeal, and we will win that.
We're going to appeal. If you're listening,
yeah,
Mr. Lender, we're going to appeal, and we're going to win that.
We're not getting away with that rubbish.
Because that's a massive difference as well. That's not even a small down val. It's vanity.
Martin, I'll ask a question, because you can't name and shame, but is it a lender that we've used as a family, just out of interest?
Not that you're panicking.
No, not yet, and probably never at all now.
Don't make sure we don't use them then.
Not the lender, it's the valuer.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Lender.
Yeah, it's not the lenders. It's not the lenders. The lenders are driven by what they see and what the reports they get. So the lender has done what it had to do based on
the valuation.
So based on my limited experience, I would, if you need to appeal, right, it has to go through the lender's underwriting team to get a decision. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, we're not allowed to engage in any sort of verbal conversation with the valuer over things, because in the past, going for 15 years, it was rife. There was all sorts of rubbish going on. So now we got a process. So you go back through the whoever the panel was that has instructed it. Like in your case, you've used Appraisers UK before, you know, which is a panel that manage all these valuers. And then they've got to respond to it, and they've got to do it in a short period of time. So it's like 48 hours, they've got to give a response. But overturns, let's be honest, how many people can go, I made a mistake? But in this case, it's just clarifying what he meant by may be able to return to a residential dwelling. Well, if you want to rip two toilets out and put in a family bathroom and take out a fire panel, rewire the entire house. All right,
revert everything that's been done, basically, to make it into a HMO.
Can you imagine the heating system and the water for the showers?
I understand that, because usually it's...
What do they get out of it as well? What do the valuers get out of reversing on their original valuation? Is there actually... There's nothing in it for them, surely?
No, they're just covering their arse. They're covering their PI. That's all they're doing. And we could all do that, couldn't we? Yeah, you could ring me, Kylie, and say, will you do this for me? I go, well, let's just check if it's covered on my PI. no, Kylie, I can't do that for you today unless you give me £1 million. All right, it's just madness. I just drives me. I'm gonna get my nuts off tonight when Jane comes on, tells me who the lender is. All right, so
you're gonna get your nuts salted. By the way, Kabir's just wrote something to you, Martin. He says, "You remind me of my history teacher when he's mad."
Tell him to put down the Red Bull.
Am I that old?
You're not old. It's just
who's that young?
Teacher, a young one, hopefully. But hello, Mark Warner. Hello. So Jane said she's gonna PM you later because I guess she doesn't want to put it in public, but. She's asking, how can I be devalued by 60 grand? Yet buyers are saying we're looking for a 2-bed flat for 380, which is over the value for the valuer. And they always make it lower than what, for some reason, than what people would actually buy it for, though.
The problem is that RICS, or the valuers, use comparables method mainly to assess prices. So if they can't find anything that's sold in a period of time, then they're on a hiding to nothing. So then they're going, that will do. All right, and that will do isn't good enough. You either know your market or you don't know your market. And the other thing is, these bloody valuers, this is true, all right? How close is Oxford to Cardiff?
Yeah, we know that's quite a distance.
Yes. So why are valuers coming from bloody Cardiff to value in Oxford?
What?
What?
That's ridiculous. There's plenty of valuers around here that know what they're doing. Well, you'd think so anyway. Are you serious?
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, Oxford properties are more expensive than Cambridge properties. That's just my observation.
Madness there.
But that's the other thing. Cardiff properties, and you know that you've got affluent there. You've got the affluent areas of all areas. I get that, and there are difference in markets, but I wouldn't have said it was comparable either for them to be able to use their local knowledge to compare.
No, and then the guy turns up and he's again. If there's any youngsters listening, I'm not being ageist, but he's like 22. How the hell can a 22-year-old from Cardiff know anything about Oxford?
No, well, he clearly doesn't from the down path.
No. Let's just use local people. Let's have a ruling that valuers travel 15 miles or whatever that catchment area is. Let's just have a rule. It's just mad. I mean, that
really doesn't make any sense at all. I mean,
what are you going to get? You're going to get a crap valve.
Yeah. And disappointed clients.
Yeah, 3,500 quid later, crap valve. It's just like, forget it. They're probably listening as well. Don't care.
I just don't care anymore.
No, giving up caring. Too old. Don't care.
Do they need anyone to manage the HMO, Martin?
Are you offering? Kylie, you should you should speak to Martin a bit more. He's awesome. I always enjoy it when Martin calls me to try and solve a problem. Or I have a general.
I want to go for coffee when I can leave my house. When I'm actually safe leaving, I'm going to go find you because you're not far.
No, 20 minutes, aren't we?
Yeah.
Literally 20 minutes down the road.
I know. I think the world is changing rapidly, to be honest. Like, not property aside, with how we know it. I was messaging Martin earlier because we were like, oh, Trevor's not on. What should we talk about? Because Trevor usually leads, right? And I was like, oh, did you hear what happened with Huawei, which is a massive Chinese telecoms company? So at the moment, because there's a political situation at the moment between China and the USA and now the UK as well, and I think it might have stemmed. They've had this issue. No, I think it stemmed from the Hong Kong issue. So I don't know whether you guys know what's going on, but this is more political. But it is changing how we do business as well. So
bloke with floppy hair in the United States who's a
but so basically Trump made a statement, I think it was this morning or yesterday, that he was leading the charge on other countries, including the UK, not working with China or with Huawei. And now Huawei is a telecoms company, and I was having a chat with my husband about this because he works for Nokia, and he was like, yeah, they're one of our main competitors, but now that they're expecting to have more work because they're kind of like
they've been knocked out.
Kind of. I feel like it's like a, what's it called? You know, when Iraq was
a bit of a coup, isn't it? I don't really understand.
This is Donald Trump all over, isn't it? He's influencing such a lot of power over everybody.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm not political anyway, shape or form, all right? But I look at it.
My eyes too much. I'm actually quite open to most people's opinions.
Yeah.
But your face says it all, Martin.
Yeah. Every time I listen to him, it's just like, why are we even turning the telly on? Just mute, turn it off.
Yes, so guys, so this is what I think though. So I without getting to the political arena a bit too much, but they've made it a security issue because it's a Chinese company, and they're saying, you know, they might be potentially, you know, using our data information, blah 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 blah. But let's see whether it, you know, whether this will filter through to different Chinese companies too, because it will sort of impact, I don't know to what degree, how Chinese people feel, because a lot of Chinese people love coming to the UK, love investing here and stuff, and I wonder whether it will have an impact or not. If it is just a
very good point, because it does appear to be, I know it's because of the telecoms company and because of the processes and systems and all of that, but it could end up being a China issue, like you say, rather than a specific Huawei telecom company. Are people going to think, well, you know, is it a battle against our country and us as a nation rather than just a particular company?
Yeah, so well, at the moment it's supposed to be concerning a potential security breach or data breach, right? Or they want to prevent that from happening. And I think we just need to sit tight and see, because with all this, you know, also with all this spotlight on the coronavirus, I think it's died down a bit though, being a Chinese flu or Kung flu or whatever it was. I think that obviously that's not gonna, you know, it's causing more division than, you know.
It's not sort of go China at the minute.
I don't know. I'll have to see, yeah, because you know, there's a lot of Oriental people living in England, and obviously there's some more, but from Hong Kong, so Hong Kong Chinese that obviously I'm thinking are going to move over as well, I bet. So they've so Martin, in case you're not in the loop, but I think it's good news for mortgage for lending anyway, if they want to get a mortgage. But at the beginning of the month, what happened was China had passed a new law in Hong Kong, and that law basically, or what's it? It's a new, I think it's a new security or data related law as well. So basically, the intention was to throw into jail any protesters. So even if you're protesting, you know, they would then have the power to throw you into jail. So that was a massive breach of the agreement that the UK or England had with China when they took back Hong Kong. So they kind of breached that agreement. It was supposed to be, you know, you don't touch their legal system for, I don't know, was it 50 years or 59 years, something like that. So there was a massive outcry. And that's why the UK government, plus I think America, and maybe is it Canada or New Zealand, or is it Australia? They opened up their doors and basically said, hey, so in England, it was like, hey, you know, 3 million, at least 3 million, I think it's 3 million, I've got my numbers right, 3 million Hong Kongers that hold the British national overseas like residence passport or something. They are, you know, opening arms for them to come into the UK to apply, you know, to let them have a residency visa and then apply for citizenship in 5 years' time. So, you know, so that is, I guess in some ways it's quite clever because, you know, inviting people in, and then there was all the announcement of the stamp duty. So there's an encouragement there to help the economy as well. But then, so I feel like July's been a bit of a rocker actually. And then we had obviously the stamp duty and all the other things announced. And now it's like a ban against Huawei, which is the, you know, it's a Chinese telecoms company. And then have you heard about TikTok, everybody? So TikTok social media app, it's it's a Chinese company as well, but there are talks and it's coming from the USA, so it might filtrate through to the UK as well, because I kind of feel whatever the USA dictates, the UK will follow, follow. But they are talking about banning TikTok as well because of potential data or information security related, the Chinese company having your data. So
dancing with a dog in their living room is a data.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I missing? Have I just missed the really, critical, safe? I just see rubbish on
Maybe. I don't know why I know about all of this, and I think it's because I've just been on YouTube a lot more because I'm uploading on my own videos, and then I'm like watching this, I'm like, oh, what's going on?
You just get trapped in the YouTube role of what it's telling you to watch, don't you?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And Richard Kerr's saying, a lot of Hong Kong Chinese may need some place to stay here. And I think absolutely, I think there's been a lot of interest for them, them sort of asking questions, if they were to come here, what's the culture like, where their kids can go to school, where can they buy properties? Because in our culture, I'm not really from Hong Kong, but in the Oriental culture, they like to buy properties to live in as well as invest. So we could see some more movement there, but if there's going to be, I don't know, if there's going to be a lack of jobs at some point, which we think maybe there might be after furloughs are removed, how are we going to integrate, a whole influx of people to also have jobs in the UK or England?
They've been invited. That's the tricky thing.
Yeah.
Like, come live here, it's fine. Oh wait, no, we can't employ you. But if you've got enough money to survive, fine. And
it might cause some bad feelings actually with local Brits here who might be without a job as well. To see, it might do. We need to just talk about it when we, experience things. If I hear any racial slurs that shouted at me, I'll let you guys know on the Wednesday night lives. And there'll be Lesley having a rant.
Oh, they wouldn't dare.
I'm quite tall.
They wouldn't dare.
You're not tall. You're as small as me.
No, I'm not. I'm 5'9". That's fairly tall. How tall are you, Martin?
Same height as you.
Winning.
Well, how tall are you, Kylie?
5'10".
That's pretty tall. That's pretty tall. So if anybody is shorter than 5'9", you guys are very small.
Small people.
Small people, yeah. Dean, he's commenting as well. Hey Dean, how are you doing? So Facebook was the worst of them all. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Dean. Maybe he's referring to security breaches or data leaks. Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah, not sure. But yeah, so it's been an interesting month, and we haven't even reached the end of July yet, and all these things have happened.
Just get rid of July. I'm so fed up with this month. Just get rid of it.
Oh.
We've come out. People are back off furlough. Everybody's working from home apparently. Everything's cushy working from home apparently. Yeah, you tell that to the husband and wife with 2 small children living in a 1-bed flat with a computer and all the cables everywhere, going, yeah, working from home's great. That's
don't worry, Martin, though. There's been a stamp duty thing. They'll be able to get a new property and you can help them. It's fine.
Yeah, they'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, let's crack out, buy yourself a 400 grand house.
As long as you can raise the 20% deposit.
Yeah, this is what people don't get, isn't it? It's just
like what? Yeah. So, by the way, so in the news today, apparently Halifax has announced that they are doing, sorry, that's not a technical term, doing 10% deposits on residential mortgages.
Really?
Shock.
But I don't believe them.
Tomorrow.
Martin, I don't believe them.
They follow each other. They're like Tweedledum and Tweedledee, that lot.
Is it? The only reason why I don't believe them is because I believe that there's a whole set of other criteria which, as you mentioned already at the beginning of your rant, that makes it harder for people to pass the original mortgage criteria. I'm going through that at the moment, by the way, and I will share my experience after we're done.
Let's just put it in perspective, all right? This is nothing new. Regulation clicked in a few years ago. Interest-only mortgages were binned. Everybody goes on capital repayment. Great, great. People pay the mortgages off. Fantastic, right? But then they say, right, affordability. Affordability's got to be looked at really, really stringently. So what we'll do is we'll create this massive affordability problem. So now you can't even raise the bloody money because everything is taken into account. So you might be earning £50,000 or £60,000 a year, but you might drive 2 cars, which are one's a Jag and one's a BMW. You're paying, I don't know, 500 on one, 400 on the other. That's £900 a month times 12. Knock it off your income.
Yeah.
You might have a credit card debt of, you know, when you're earning that sort of money, 10 grand because you've whacked in a new kitchen. Oh no, that's 3%. Knock that off as well. So your income might be 110,000, but suddenly, jointly, now it's not. Now it's 80, 75.
We've got a bit of a funny issue, by the way, that I'm just going to share with everybody. We've got a bit of a funny issue that has limited our loan to value, which is my husband. So Remy's on a spouse visa. So I'm just going to share this because this is a fun one. So it's one that's probably a bit more and not as common. But my husband's on like a spouse visa. So like after a certain amount of time, I don't know, I can't remember, it's 5 years, and he'll apply for settlement, okay, or citizenship. But because he's only got like I think it's a year and a bit left on his visa before he has to go and just request an extension, that means that the lenders are seeing him as being a bit risky. So
if he's here on a spouse visa, that's because of you, and you're here, and you're stopping.
Yeah, it's annoying though. So we've got, as Martin said, they pull a whole list of other things up. Yeah, and that
publicly, let's make it look like we're doing good stuff and we're being really nice and helpful.
Yeah.
And then once you've got excited, got your funds together and filled out your paperwork, we'll go, no, sorry, actually, you don't meet the criteria anymore. That's
about the size of it, Kylie.
I know, but it's really nice because in Martin's team there's a lovely lady called Laura, so she's kind of like, sort of educating me through the process because it's very different. Like, it doesn't really matter if you've got a good experience report, so they have another slightly different criteria, like lenders criteria, so it's good to get educated on that. Because you can work it so it's a bit better. So as Martin said, if you got let's say a car, like 2 cars, right, a Jaguar, and there was something else, like if you wanted to, get a higher loan to value out, or get more lending out, you have to try and get rid of that debt.
Yeah, right. So I want to buy a bigger house. I'll tell you what, you got to sell your cars. Well done.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic methodology. That is, let's just sell your cars. But anyway, it is difficult, but it's there for a reason, because back in 2000 to 2009, let's just say anything went. It was bonkers lending. I mean, it's just lunacy. You got window cleaners earning 60 grand a year on a self-certification mortgage in some lending companies. I'm thinking, well, that's not real, is it? Lenders, okay, we'll lend the money, and off they went. 125% Northern Rock. I mean, how bloody stupid were they? But that's where it was. We all grew up in it. And look, I've got to hold my hand up. We were part of that problem as well, because that's the way it was. So when the lending crashed, we played a small part in that, because all of us were doing those loans. All of us. But things have changed. That's why it's tightened up. All right, so I understand it, I get the thinking, but actually
it makes sense. And like you say, it's because there's reasoning behind it. It's just the fact that there's zero transparency around it. That's what's frustrating.
If you think now, Kylie, on a capital repayment mortgage in the United Kingdom on really low interest rates at the moment, look, I grew up in a time where if you got 9.9, you were lucky on a residential.
Wow, 9.9. Right, so
we were sat there on doomsday in the 1990s. In 1990, our interest rate with the Halifax Building Society went up to 18.5 when the recession went. Everything shut. 18.5. We lost our jobs. In fact, we had, everything went to crap. Black Wednesday came. No lending in the United Kingdom. 18.5%. No jobs. Panic. Now, if you take that back to today, all of the mortgages, when the interest rates have been low, are on capital repayment, largely capital repayment. There are a few people with interest onlys. So any new purchase is now benefited from a 2 or 3, 4, 5 year fix at one point, God knows what. What happens if interest rates go up 2 or 3%, 4% to those people? What happens? That is no longer affordable in any way, shape or form for those guys. You know, I'm talking about probably the first time buyers who are really excited, you know, and then you've got the middle-aged lot, which are 25 to 35-year-olds who probably had a child.
Hang on, I need to interrupt you. Did you just say middle-age stops at 35?
No, I cancelled that out. Middle-aged, I'll bang that on a bit. I'll be middle-aged in a minute, all right?
I was thinking at my middle age.
I'm 21 anyway, so it doesn't matter, all right? So
we're past middle age.
So those poor families now are sitting there with lovely interest rates, and they're guided for a 5-year fix, which is what everybody does at the moment. What happens because of COVID or whatever happens in recession, and interest rates just go up by 1 point or 2? Suddenly, they're in trouble, you know, financially. It's just a massive effect on them. So we've got to be careful of that. So why haven't lenders thought about this in the past? They don't. I'm not saying they don't care. They don't think about it. If these people get into trouble with capital repayment when interest rates rise, they know they're going to fall again at some point. Why don't they have a built-in mechanism to maybe convert them to interest only without saying they're in arrears? Why not? They're messing them up. But you've got that big problem to come. If this furlough, unemployment, house price crash occurs, then interest rates will rise. We've seen it in the investment market now. 75% mortgages. You look at the pricing on them. You look, they're banging on 4+ for limited companies.
Insane.
Right, all of them. Very few are below that. All right. So
what does that mean? What does bang on 4+? What does that mean?
4%.
Oh, okay.
Look at it.
Oh, that's bad.
They're knocking around 4% mark. A lot of them have gone over now. So the HMO market, which is the 6+ HMO market, that's all very, very high 3s, knocking on 4 or mid 4s.
So you're creeping up to your 5?
At 75%.
That's really
What
high.
the saying is that if you want to borrow at 65, we'll give you a great rate. So put more money in, we'll give you a better rate.
Richard.
Hold on a minute. There it is. Oh yeah, found it. Yeah. It's in the drawer.
It's in my back pocket. I forgot about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but this is all because of COVID. You know, it's bad. The buy-to-let market's still quite strong though. That's quite keen. The single buy-to-let, it seems to be all right. It's just HMO, flats in a block or semi-commercial. Pricing's bonkers at the moment, but at that level. So 65%, good rate. 75%, hurts.
Right. How much? What's the rate for 65% loan to value?
They drop off by at least half to 0.6-0.7%, Lesley.
Wow, that's quite.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're pushing everybody to put more money in.
Lenders don't want to lend. I mean, you've got all these lenders saying we'll do 75%, but the margins are really great, so they're going to make great profit out of you and borrow it if they agree that is at 75%. Yeah. But they really want to lend at 65%. If you look at the banks like Hampshire Trust, Shawbrook, etc., for a refinance now, they're looking at 65% as their sweet spot. And if you just buy refurb refinance, you've got to show that you're leaving money in, 10% of money in, which I understand, by the way. I don't disagree with that in any way, shape.
No, I'm with you on that.
Can you still get 100% on the build cost or not?
Yeah, that's a check.
Good.
I think going forward, development finance and certain sort of refurbished bridging or development into something else, it's going to be a good market to be in. I think that's always where it's from.
It sounds like if you're an investor, okay, this is where Trevor is like the option or the delayed completion or doing some sort of joint venture with somebody who owns a property might, where it comes in really strong at play, I would imagine. Because if you go into a JV and you don't need to put money down, right, and you get planning sorted and you can borrow get bridging on that could, you could potentially save a lot of money.
Yeah, that's where bridging is misunderstood, isn't it? Because people think bridging is expensive, but bridging is there for a reason. It's to create wealth and capital for you.
If you know how to use it.
But the trouble is, you wander into a finance brokerage who just does residential mortgages or second charges or pensions, right? And you say, I want a bridge. They go, okay.
I want a bridge.
Yeah. They don't understand the mechanics of it, and they don't have the knowledge on how to do it. And it's scary. And then they go, you give me $1,000 up front, I'll do the bridge for you.
That is
you don't need to charge $1,000 up front. You're going to be paid 2.2% on completion anyway. So why are you doing that, you person?
Because they don't know what they're doing, and they've gone to someone else that doesn't know what they're doing.
I'll tell you what, I can set up a company tomorrow. I'll set up MS Finance, and I'll just charge £595 to £1,000 everybody that applies. Right? I won't have to complete a mortgage in my life. I'll just go Bahamas next week. Hey Lesley, do you fancy going to Antigua? Let's go to a party. This is why we do not charge this sort of money, because it's unwarranted.
That's admin fee.
Research. Why are you bloody research, you donut? You know
what you're doing. Research.
Yeah. Leslie asked me, where do I go for bridging development? I'm going to build 18 houses in the UK, and I've got 150k money, and I've got 600 from an investor, and it's going to be worth this much. Leslie, there's only 3 lenders. Takes me 2 minutes. £1,000, please.
I honestly wondered if I was doing really wrong with that.
For God's sake, a buy-to-let, £595 is the average fee up front on a buy-to-let.
So only 3 lenders. Can you test us? So I'm going to throw that out to the audience. Sorry, the viewers, guys. Who do you think the 3 lenders are? Come on, name some. I want to see you guys commenting.
That's a bit of crap. Why didn't somebody just do it? I mean, I haven't drank that much beer, so we're okay.
Well, no, because you're saying everybody's a donut, but people might not know who the 3 are. I think I can name 2.
No, you can name more than that. We've spoken about more than that, Lesley.
3.
Paying attention over there.
I know that 2 of them are right, but I'm not sure about the 3rd one.
Whatever you're doing, the market it's a bit like a funnel. All right, you put your information in the top, and it spits out, and it just work it out as you go down. Whatever you're doing, I'm building houses. Right, I'm building houses, development finance. That's those lenders over there. I'm doing a buy-to-let. I need 25% deposit only. Is it limited company or your own name? Oh, it's in limited company. That's those lenders there. Right, what's your income? That, as soon as you say that, it knocks out. It's 2 minutes. It doesn't.
That's because you know what you're doing, Martin.
Oh, Martin, James come back with 3. Hold on, that's a lie. Melissa Lies come back with 3. Lane, sorry, Mel. So she said Paragon, KR, I think that's Kent Reliance, and TMW. James also said TMW. Who's TMW?
The Mortgage Works nationwide. All right. But if you're going limited company, then Paragon, the Mortgage Works have got the best rates at the moment. All right. However, there are lots and lots and lots of guidelines behind the scenes with both of them, which you could run foul of. All right. So for example, if you use your credit cards a lot, all right. So let's just say property developers always use the credit cards to refurbish property. Always. Right. Well, majority do, right? But if your credit balances go TMW will reject you. All right. If your portfolio that you've got isn't leveraged correctly for them, they will reject you. And if you're doing a leasehold property, then make sure that lease, you looked at it prior, make sure Paragon have looked at it prior to you applying, because it's always problematical. So they are great lenders, by the way. They are good lenders, no doubt about it. TMW have been very, very popular over the years, but it's right client, right lender, right client, right lender all the time.
So I would have also said Kent Reliance.
Right.
There's two that I would have, other lenders I would have put in. I'll give Carly a go. Carly, can you think of any? So this is for commercial lending, right? Because we're talking about blocks of flats and stuff. Come on, Carly, name two.
No, I was going with Kent Reliance, and then my mind went blank. You're in.
Okay.
Right. All right. I'll reel them off for you, right? So that never even.
One.
Right. Here you go. Right. Multi-unit blocks.
Hang on. I
know what
need
they
to
are.
use sign language.
Right. I know. It wasn't loser.
What's she doing? Who's this?
Right. Multi-unit blocks. You've got to be very, very careful of. All right, because lending companies have all different guidelines around multi-unit blocks. For example, some lenders say you're buying a block of 5 flats, and let's just say you paid £200,000 for it. It might be up north, but if each individual flat, well, no, because it's right, it's up north, you tend to get it for that, right? But if each flat isn't a certain value, as if it could be sold on a long lease, you'll get rejected because the lender doesn't want it. So what people do is they go, what's the best rate? Right? And so the broker will go, or most people will go, well, I can get you this with so-and-so, it's 3 point God knows what, right? But they haven't checked the blinking guideline. And the poor sod gets accepted because getting AIP is like as useful as toilet paper. All right? It is toilet paper.
Very naughty.
Get it. All right? So then they pay the valuation fee, and the valuation comes back and go, each individual flat is only valued at 35 or 40 on the open market is sold with a long lease. Lender goes, well, that's below our minimum of 50. Well, it's not bloody hard to go 200 divided by that number, you know, so get rejected. So multi-unit blocks are troublesome only in that. Also, there's the size of it. Are they below 30 meters? Are they, you know, some lenders will take 25. Are they studios? What are these things? And so all these things have to be known. But if you're just going to go to a broker and go, I'm going to buy a block of 5 flats, it's valued at 300, without the broker saying, okay, tell me about the size of the flats. What's each unit size? What's in it? What's the rent? Where's your comparables? What do you think you can sell each unit for? Then all he's doing is going, 595 quid, please. I mean, God.
I
really want to take you mystery shopping.
Yeah,
I want to go.
Oh, it's so much fun. By the way, so Melissa Lai has said that they got declined an HMO mortgage with Paragon because there was no parking right outside, and she just said there was loads around the corner. Is that normal? That to be declined?
And I'm going to say something that's going to be controversial, or I really don't.
Bike racks. Sorry, is that a Cambridge thing? I'm like, what about bike racks?
If you're going for an HMO mortgage, do not go near some lenders. All right, do not go near them, because look, the reason you've been offered Paragon is because you've got a clickety-click broker who just puts it in a sourcing system, and it comes up top because they're top on rate. You may as well go to a comparison website or go to Money and ask Cirky, whatever his name is. Yes, it was a 3.39. You may as well do that. You know,
get free cinema tickets.
What you're bloody doing.
Our HMO mortgages is with Interbay.
Yeah, right.
They're okay. So I would have put them on the list with, you know, and the other one was Shawbrooks.
Yeah, Shawbrook Interbay.
Shawbrook.
You got Lend Invest.
That was what this was all about.
Oh.
Sure. Oh no.
Yeah, that. Go with that.
It should have been B. I was like doubly. Sorry, I can't spell. I was like sure.
If you want a commercial valuation, then you've only got really Shawbrook at the 6-bed mark.
And by the way, Kylie and everybody else, just to share with you guys what Martin's doing for me and my family at the moment, I'm putting him through his paces. So we're buying, we've got an investment property, okay, and we're kind of buying it back. It was part of a development my dad had done in the 90s. So we're buying it back, but he's got these challenges. It's opposite a football ground. There's an Indian restaurant, a Turkish restaurant, and a bookies on the ground floor. And what else have we got? Grade 2 listed building.
Oh, nice.
I know. So everything that they don't like, it's all there.
but Lesley,
love making Martin's life hard.
Has it got parking?
Yeah, loads of that.
But But in Cambridge, you've always got that, hey, if we've got no parking, we'll provide loads of bike racks for you or
Just
something
to
like
make
that.
it clear, we're not actually financing the bookies, the Indian restaurant, but it's a flat over it. One flat above.
You have to clarify, to be fair, because you usually stand there and go, I love your video, but you can walk around with Trevor, you're like, oh yeah, that one. Oh, and that, and that one, and that one. Oh, and that one.
Oh, and also, so Katie, so back to mortgages, Katie has, Katie, you and Melissa are not related, are you? Just because you got the same surname, but then, you know. But she says precise mortgages for HMOs are okay as well. What do you think about it, Martin?
Sorry, I missed that for a second.
Precise mortgages for HMOs are okay as well. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, you've got Precise, Kent, Lend Invest, Shawbrook. I mean, Foundation are quite good. But they're all the specialist lenders, you know. So if you try to go off into the building society market, you're going to really struggle. I didn't mention Berrigan, all right, and that's for a reason, but I'm not going to advance any comment.
So guys, I've got something a bit fun lined up, just to, you know, finish the night, kind of. So I need some help from Martin, from Kylie, and from everybody who's watching. So you guys that are following me, you might know that we bought a little bit of land with 2 billboards on, okay? And we had a bit of a crazy time. July's been a bit of a weird month because, you know, we completed, and then like a week later, somebody has like gone and basically advertise here, you know, and put a number on. I don't know, some sort of agency, and apparently they got mixed up with another road that was the same name but in different cities. But I don't know whether I believe that or they were just trying to get business. So we were like, why has somebody, you know, gone and put their advertising, you know, advertise here, contact this number on our 2 billboards. So that was really annoying. And then another agency decided to stick their lollipop, because they were renting the place behind us, the building, on our bit of land as well. But anyway, so we had our graphics drawn up. So we will be using one to advertise our property management business. I just wanted to share the sort of 2 pictures that Raquel, who's my sister-in-law, has come up with, and see which one, you know, which one gets the most votes. Okay, is that okay with everybody?
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you were going to use one of them for your own stuff, actually. I'm really glad you are.
I am. So can you guys see this?
Yes, I can anyway.
Oh no, I'm just thinking, can the viewers see it? I don't know.
Together, let's bounce.
Oh, I'm just going to wait a little because they are a few seconds behind us, I think. Yeah, they can see it. So guys, this is one of the designs. Together, let's bounce back. So Koala and Tree Rentals. Okay, I don't know whether that's too cheesy, but I kind of liked it. Cheesy is good. I like a bit of cheese, you know.
Love cheese.
Okay. So that's option number 1. Okay, and then option number 2 is
Let's bounce.
This one. Together, it's still together, let's bounce back.
Heard the first one.
We've got. Oh, sorry, I'm just stretching. Sorry, getting middle age now. I can't sit down for too long. Like,
that's that 35 bracket.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
My legs get a bit like, my knees get a bit wobbly. So this one is another one. So what do you guys think?
I need to get far too close and everyone's just going to see my really bad eyebrows.
So this is option 1.
I like that one.
Then we've got option 2.
I like
Go
that first.
Go back to 1. Oh, there he is. I was looking for the koala. I couldn't see him.
The koala's here.
Yeah, no, I've got him now.
Option.
Actually, that's a good point. Lesley, is your koala a boy or a girl?
My koala's a boy. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's supposed to be Matteo.
I'm allowed to say that then.
Oh. So what do you think? So far I've got people who like, actually it seems like a lot of votes for the second one. So this one, guys, hey, that you guys like. Cool. What do you think? Martin likes this one.
Yeah.
Actually, I think because that one's like in the position and the other one's just the graphic, it's trickier to, do you see what I mean?
I'll remember that one.
Yeah.
I won't remember this one.
That one looks like something other than what you're trying to do. That looks like somebody that's produced something on a.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I will base it on the votes that we get. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Jane. I will have a look through the comments after this, but that is very helpful. What about you? What about you, Kylie? What do you think? Ooh.
I don't know. The first one looks a little bit. It might be the colour of the sofa. It might be my phone. It looks a little bit flamey. There's something a bit. I don't know.
What, this one? A bit flamey?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something. I had to check the. I don't know if it's red or what. It looks a bit. There's something that just looks like it wasn't property. It looked like there was some sort of
advert for Labour.
Something. I don't know.
Well,
I think I prefer it though.
Conservative.
Yeah, the only bit about to point out about the second one is that it's got more Cambridge stuff on it, because this building here is King's College Chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Cambridge.
I think
it's like a mosque next to it, doesn't it? I'm just like.
I think I'd prefer something that was more in your colours.
Sorry, Katie's just said the first one, the one that you like, Martin, looks like it's selling furniture.
That could be, yeah.
So I'm having a chuckle. So guys, thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm so glad you're using them though.
Yeah, thanks for your comments. Yeah, because I love to get everybody's input. We're back. Sorry, just thought I'd share that as a little bit of fun, right? And
I like it.
Tonight's been a lot of fun, isn't it? We missed Trevor as well, but I'm loving Martin's rants.
Before we go, can I show you
give us the words of wisdom.
I want to show you my project. It's completely
your project.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with anything we've talked about at all. Hang on. I made it during lockdown and I'm really proud of myself.
I quite like the colour.
I've made a terrarium table. It's full of plants, but it's my new coffee table.
That is so cool. Is it full of real plants?
Yeah, they're real. Look.
Wow. So how do you
do this on Facebook?
It? It's so cool.
Martin?
Didn't you share this on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It's good.
I'm really proud of that.
Kylie, I'm making you a co-host, so you can you share your screen so we get a big picture?
Oh, I can try.
Actually, oh no, sorry. It's all right.
We failed.
I don't think it's going to work because you did the just when I thought I was getting good at tech. Hey guys, because it's coming up to an hour, have we got any parting words of wisdom for everybody here?
No, but look, it's...
Sorry, I was waiting for Martin to speak, and then I looked at myself, and then I looked at you, Kylie. We both have screw faces on, like.
All I'm going to say is that we're in weird times, everybody. There's going to be a lot of bonkers things going on in the next month or so. So, look, we've always got to go with it. There's no point holding up buying property. There's no point delaying anything. Nothing's going to get any easier than it is right now for the next year or so. But it's done waiting for property prices to fall when there's no lending.
I know. I think just roll with the punches and figure it out as we go along. At least we've got each other.
Yeah. I think that's it. Nothing's going back to normal, is it? I mean, everyone appears to be rushing back to normal. You both know I'm a bit different, and I'm sort of stuck inside longer and just sort of going with it. But normal's not coming back. It's not going to just suddenly switch back. So we need to deal with what we've got. And like Martin said, just get on with it. If you want to buy. If you want to sell. There's no need to be thinking, well, something's going to change. Nothing's going to settle.
It's a long-term game, isn't it? It's a long-term game. But, we're going to walk into a bank to put a deposit wearing a mask, sunglasses and a hat. I mean, how many times can you ever say you're going to do that in your life?
Exactly. They won't let you go in to pay for your petrol with your bike helmet on, but you've got to do that.
Now you can dress up in whatever you like.
Yeah. We should make the most of it.
We're just going to roll the punches, and I think that because I'm in the process of trying, I wasn't at this point last week. I wasn't trying to buy a house for us to live in because but now we are.
What?
I know. We put an offer in on Saturday, and yeah. Take advantage of the stamp duty if you can, right? Yeah, but it's I haven't been through the residential mortgage process in the UK yet. So what I'm doing is I'm just recording, what I'm experiencing at the moment. I'll make a video about it so that just sort of share my experience with everybody, right?
Yeah. Look, if Laura can't get it through, no one can. But I mean, you know, it's not going to be a nice experience.
No, and what I'm doing is, guys, I am, so do support me and Trevor's YouTube, by the way. It's just something to let you guys know. I'm posting it through.
I definitely wasn't watching your YouTube videos of the bath earlier.
Oh, yay! Did you watch the newest one? I've just posted it on the group, guys. The newest one about, I know I made a few posts about it. Martin, did you see it? It's one of my landlords,
yes.
Whole property got made into a weed.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that wasn't a small factory either. That was.
No.
Well, I didn't think it was too. I've never seen anything like it, but I had people commenting and saying that, you know, this is quite mild compared to, but this was.
It was a professional setup. Yeah, definitely. They knew what they were doing.
It's quite mild. Apparently, well, imagine what it would have looked like had the police not been in to, you know, do the raid, and we were 1 year on. You know, I wonder what the property would be looking like then. You know, such a shame though. Well, the really nice landlord.
Weed. That's what it would look like.
Yeah.
And that's something else. Do you think they should legalize weed so that they, you know, it's licensed and regulated?
Yeah. I think it kind of falls into the same thing as the sex trade. To be honest, if it is regulated, everything will become safer, and taxes can be used and money can be made on it, which surprises me that they've not done it, because there's money to be made there by the government, and they're still not doing it. So it's, yeah.
Martin's like, not sure about that. Or it's either that or everybody
drugs from the sex trade.
No,
they're both taxable.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have to go soon, but there's another thing going on. Have you guys watched this thing on Netflix about Jeffrey Epstein, the guy who was, you know, preying on young girls, like underage, and, you know, grooming and sex trafficking them? Apparently Prince Andrew was, you know, involved to some extent.
Allegedly.
His girlfriend was in court. His ex-girlfriend was in court today, and she wasn't granted bail. But her trial's not until July 2021.
Right. They need some time to prepare for it, I guess. A whole year.
Gives her time to.
You'll experience some lovely joy in prison. Yeah.
Do you honestly think she'll make it?
I think that some things, I'm all for some things need to have tougher laws. Like if it's like, you know, harming young children like that, I think they should just be beheaded. A very oriental. Beheaded, seriously, or not tolerate it. Like I think I was talking
about the 1766.
It's really shocking. It's really shocking, Martin. All of this, yeah. Beheaded. Leslie's like, get that in.
Don't ever cross Lesley, ever.
Be like, no! Get my little chopping board out. All right. Sorry, it's sort of deviated a bit. Martin's like, I don't know what's going on now. But everybody, lots of love from us, and thank you for joining. Jane is like, I don't think this should go public. It's all right, Jane.
Too late.
A bit of fun.
Don't worry, Jane.
I don't want to be politically correct anymore, having a bit of fun. All right. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.